So hole number one, we have an uphill shot with a basket to the right. You can go high forehand or backhand turnover. If you hit at a bad angle, go too long, you could roll away back down the hill. So first shot that I do is I go with my Explorer. I go forehand up the gut with a little bit of Anheuser. I overpower it and I skip just a little long. Tree behind me, have to straddle this one, move out to the side. Put it in for birdie. Let's go. So hole number two, you see the basket right off the tee, pretty short shot, but don't take that for granted. If you overjuice it, underpower it, release it on a bad angle, you can end up in a creek taking an extra stroke right from the get-go. So I decided to go with my dagger, throw a putter downhill, just try and float it down there. I didn't commit to the shot enough. As you see, it starts to float up, starts drifting off early. I actually got very lucky here. That could have gone off the rock and in, saved me from extra strokes, capitalized on the opportunity, saved my birdie, 2 down. Hole number three, you have the option to go left down the fairway or follow the drone taking us down the right. If you go left, you're going to have deal with just making sure you hit your lines, maybe some forehands to end up hooking right. Or if you take the right side, you're going to play hyzer, and your goal is to not end up in those trees because it is out of bounds if you are in the middle island. I decided to go with my Musket Pretty Straight Flyer. It's the farthest disc I have in my bag. Still don't have a ballista yet. I'm shot at 101 meters or 303 feet, which left me for an upshot to hook around these trees. Decided to go with my Explorer, and I get up there in the circle. Somehow managed to maneuver my way under a log, leaves me with a putt. Put it in for birdie, 3 down. Pretty solid round I'm putting together. So right now I'm 3 down through 3, have the perfect start, have the lead. Next shot we have, you're shooting either up over the side of a cliff above the OB, or you're going straight down the tunnel. I decide to go forehand with my mid-range, go with the compass. Don't decide to flirt with the out of bounds, just throw it straight. Gets a little height, comes down, has a nice little slide. Have a tap in for birdie. That's parked. So after that, I'm 4 down. I have the complete lead on the card, control of the game. This next hole, it's a doozy. You're spiraling uphill. You have wall on the left, cliff on the right that's out of bounds. It's a very tough one, so let's see what I can do here. So I'm starting off by lining up my Explorer. I don't give it much energy because I'm afraid of shooting it long, which I almost do right here. So for the next shot, I'm going to take the same disc, do the exact same kind of shot, because I need something that's going to push forward, going to fade left. This one I put it up a little bit higher, and I actually get myself looking at a birdie for the first time ever on this hole. I've never birdied it before, so we see I take my dagger, I put it right in the chains, that's a birdie. So after 5 holes, I'm 5 down, I'm unstoppable, still the perfect round going on. Next hole, we have an early Mando tree to the right, where if you don't push it high enough, you can end up that cliff taking away any chance of a birdie. So you want something that's going to push forward and high and have a hard fade to the left. So speaking of extra fade, I take my extra fade Musket, I put it up high. It starts to stall out on me, so I take away any chance of a birdie because I end up on this cliff unless I somehow get a throw-in. So I'm lining up my shot, trying to give it everything I got, put it in the basket, load up, here I go, and I missed the shot. So there's no way that I could get a perfect 9 down unless I took an ace on a par 3 or an eagle on a par 4. But right now I'm just focusing making that putt, which I do. I stay 5 down through 6 holes. This next hole, the basket is straight in front of us with a valley before the basket if you don't give the disc enough momentum to get over that. And for those big arm throwers, there's also OB way up top. So I take my compass, I put it to the right just a hair, give it maximum power just about. Know it's going to go straight with a touch of fade. Land right next to the basket, slide, have a tester putt for birdie. Let's see if I can put it in. And I'm in for birdie. That's 6 down. So looking at the scores, the person above me finished his round at 1 stroke lower than what I'm currently at. So in order to beat him, I have to birdie the next 2 holes. Hole we see right here, the most aceable hole on the entire course. I've seen a lot of aces on this. Let's see if I could get it a run of my own. So unfortunately, I could not get the ace. Did take a tap and birdie. Currently tied for the lead with 1 more hole to go. In order to get the win, I have to get a birdie on this hole. We see the basket straight in front of us. You can't throw too hard or too far or else you're going to go long. So I'm going to take my compass, going to throw it right down the middle and hope to end by the basket. I'm left with a putt, take my dagger, do the same thing I'm doing all around, putting my putts in the chains, end up 8 down to take the lead. Unfortunately, I could not go the perfect round, but thank you guys for checking out this video. Look forward to the next one.